Hey guys, welcome to another fabulous episode of Oh Wait, It's Me. Um, I know I was really quiet there in the beginning. It's because I'm not actually smart enough to set up the encoding software by myself, so the kid had to do it. Alright, so what I failed to do here was to go to Facebook and, oh, I don't know, maybe give you guys the link. Open link in new tab. Alright, so I think that's me. And then we... Aha! Alright, it's working. Okay, up. Kathy Marone. Hey, sister. So, what's the link to this thing, Kathy? I'm just not that smart, apparently. Alright, so you may have noticed that there's been a whole lot of stuff going on Twitter today. And that is because we are tweeting about, remember all that walk for patient safety stuff I've been talking about? Well, we're doing that, and I keep, I don't know, giving you guys the, what is that? I keep, giving you guys the, hey, we're going to be doing this, and hey, you guys should check this out, and all this, and then, well, you haven't, and I'm like, oh, man, I'm going to have to, totally push this. So, yeah, so Walk for Patient Safety. We're starting out with a virtual thing, and, what's going to happen is you're able to, essentially start a fundraising page on this platform called Classy. And Classy is this big not-for-profit fundraising site that we're using that has a little bit lower fees, not appreciably, but you're able to do all of your fundraising stuff from this one platform. So we decided to invest in it, to do basically our fundraising, to do stuff to get change to happen, and for raising awareness in the community about patient safety, medical errors, and very specifically staffing, because this is a raising awareness issue. It is not a political issue. When people understand what is actually happening with with basically dangers in the hospital and such things, they will be way more receptive to actually, telling their legislators about it. Hold on a minute. Copy link address. All right, cool. We're almost there. All right. Okay, so I made them bump the post a billion times with, what do you call it? Memes. Because Katrina Frank is almost having a baby. Most people on Show Me Your Stethoscope know who Katrina Frank is because she's crazy. I mean, and not just a little conventionally crazy. She's completely out of her mind. Which is how we like her, actually. We did a baby shower today. We're having a good time. Because, she's our girl. We like her. So I made her this super cool pregnancy meme thing. Of course, our designer would think it was terrible, but I'm gonna pluck up the webcam and go like that. You do pregnancy yoga? How awesome. I'm going to continue vomiting and chase my other two kids instead, because, well, that's basically the sense of humor of Janie. So there we go. Wait, am I back? Oh yeah, okay. I have learned how to adjust the webcam. Awesome. So anyway, Walk for Patient Safety. See, attention span like this. Walk for Patient Safety is pretty cool. If you go to smysofficial.com and go to the DC 2017 tab, which I'm going to like paste in chat right now, you can actually just, I mean, go on there, create your own fundraising page for, okay, I've screwed this all up. Hang on, guys. Okay, there's chat. All right, so you can go on there and you can create your own fundraising page, which is awesome. And it's like the easiest thing in the whole world. You can do any kind of, like say instead of doing a 5K on the day of the virtual run, which is July 25th, which is Patient Safety Day, you would say you were going to lift weights, or you were going to do something else, or you were going to do nothing except participate. Our fundraising goal for the virtual Walk for Patient Safety is actually $200,000, because what we're doing is we're trying to raise money to have our walks everywhere else. So that's the issue. This is the jumping off point to having the walks in the other places. Like, you know, oh, we're going to save Pat in Los Angeles, or we're going to save Pat in Salt Lake City or Chicago or Miami or Dallas or New York or Boston or wherever the heck we're going next. All right. So that's how we do it. Believe it or not, the walks, it's not like, hey guys, all you nurses, let's just go here and we'll walk. No, that's not how it works. You have to pay the police to block off streets. You have to pay for a permit. You have to pay for insurance. You have to pay for porta potties. Apparently, for those of us who run more often than after a taco truck, there are also these like chip things that you use to time races, and the companies that do this want to come out and do like the tech support portion and all this. It's crazy and they're expensive and whatever, but people who really like to run, that's what they want. And the fun walks and whatever, that's a little bit different. I'm actually two-fisting coffee and Diet Coke right now. Look out, people. But the Classy site is actually super cool. Let me put you on the virtual walk for patient safety page. I'm going to paste it into chat here on the live stream. There we go. And you can just go and look and see how easy it is to make the page. They say you can actually set up the fundraising page in about 40 seconds. And truly, now that I've like set up the template and whatever, yeah, it seems to me like you could probably set it up in about 40 seconds. And then what you do is you share it with, like, you know, your mom, your coworkers, whatever, and they can make pages too. You can encourage them to participate. And if you want to, you and the nurses from work can go do, you know, a walk around the building at work at lunchtime, if you get a lunch break, or whatever it is you're going to do. But then you can also, like, you know, I think I just had a stroke. No, I'm kidding. You can also ask them to ask friends. If somebody can't donate, if they're not financially able to donate, it's okay for them to just share it with freaking everybody they know. And then, you know, it'll be great. We'll just get the word out there. And the more we get the word out there, the more likely we're going to be like successful with this whole endeavor. Because one of the big problems that Show Me Your Stethoscope has is essentially zero media power. We have no media power. If I was in, for example, a union. Now, I am in a union, but just not a union that's super active for nurses. But if I was in a union that could get, like, airtime, then, yeah, that would be great. If I could get, you know, then I'd be on the news anytime I wanted to be. But part of the problem with patient safety awareness and safe staffing and things like that is that, well, basically, companies who have a lot of money actually influence the media and what they report. And I'm not saying that that's the only reason that we have like zero coverage, but we're also doing something good, and people people basically only want to hear terrible stuff. Like, for example, when I write a blog for you guys, and believe it or not, I do blog for you guys. It's not for me. I blog to try to give you the issues in like a conversational format, instead of these, big studies or, news reports that are slanted or whatever. Of course, everything's going to be slanted toward my opinion if I write it, and you need to know that. Don't assume just because I wrote it, it's, completely, I don't know, the unbiased facts, because I must have some bias. I mean, I'm a human. Humans have bias. But, like when I posted about the Stanford rapist, and when I posted about Fox News and that stuff with nurse practitioners, I mean, yeah, that was my opinion. Now, I try not to lay any facts down and say they're facts, without, like, I mean, I try not to totally slant it, but I'm sure I do. And that's part of the problem with getting news coverage with the good things that we're doing, because it's not exciting. When you look at, the posts that have been the most popular on my blogs, dude, 23,000 people immediately read my Gorillas and Human Children post. If you missed that one, I'm gonna drop the link in here, because I think you're the freaking only one. It's and that's just from the blog site. I mean, from our site, from the website, smysofficial.com. I mean, it was reprinted a bunch of places by other people. And, some people thought it was good, some people thought it was bad, but everybody had an opinion about that. Everybody on the internet was suddenly an animal behaviorist and, a cop or whatever. But anything that's totally controversial always gets a lot of press. But in our case, safe staffing is not controversial, because people rarely, if ever, think about that. They assume they're in the hospital and they'll take care of you. But it's not like a juicy topic. It's not, mother kills all 6 children in van accident while smoking crack. It's not that, okay? So you don't click on it. You always click on the sensational stuff. So what we need to be able to do is influence a large media section. And the way to do that is to get involved with the correct advocacy groups. One of the groups that I'd really like to get involved with is AARP, because frankly, that's our patients. Most of our patients are actually older, That's why the thing about sick kids is awful. That's because, kids are almost never really sick. Most kids are healthy. So it's like a huge shock when a kid is sick or dies. So that gets a ton of news coverage. But one nurse finds kid in hallway, does CPR, saves them, might get a day, and it might get 10 minutes or 5 seconds. I mean, things that are good, people don't care about that. So part of the Walk for Patient Safety is bringing to light all of the different things that can and do happen in healthcare settings. This is a huge deal. And if you can actually, if you can participate in this by, either doing the virtual walk, or fundraising for the virtual walk or giving a little something. You can even do like recurring donations, like $5 a month or $10 a month or whatever, to keep it going. Because let's face it, kids, this problem is not going away. Not anytime soon. So we went to DC this year, a ton of us. We did a lot of good stuff. Those bills will die in committee. That's, probably what's going to happen. I mean, there could be a miracle, and all of a sudden bipartisan support could like jump up and wiggle and woo, we're going to do this. No, it's not going to happen probably. But we knew that when we started this year with the Staffing Ratios Matter campaign. We got that. We knew that it would probably die in committee again. But what we did was we raised awareness among nurses that there was in fact, legislation pending, and that they should talk to their legislators about it, which you still should, by the way. And then also we were talking, basically talking to the public about what was happening in healthcare and what they could do to help make change, essentially. And that's the thing. The reason that these changes haven't been made is mostly because people have no idea they need to be made. They don't really know that the issues exist. For example, that whole the whole VA nurse practitioners, CRNAs thing that I talked about, most people had no idea that they were already practicing in the VA. They had no idea. Why? Because it's not controversial. The news channel made it controversial, and, so it was an issue. Basically, we need to work on getting ourselves out there in the media, and part of the way to do that is to have these virtual walks, and the virtual walk run for patient safety that we're doing on July 25th, and also doing these local walks that I hope a lot of you are going to participate in. They're going to be on weekends. We'll give you plenty of time to take off work. It's one of those things that if you don't participate in it, it's going to be a big deal. It's going to be the reason that we don't get anything done, because every single one of you actually count. And I know that sounds like all fuzzy and whatever, but it truly isn't. What it is it's just true, and it's the reason that nurses have had such a hard time affecting change, because we're all like, oh, the other nurses will do it, or oh, I don't want to get fired, or oh, this is going to happen. No. What's going to happen if you don't do anything is that your life is not going to change for the better, but it will in fact eventually get worse. What will happen if you do these things, if you do participate in the Walk for Patient Safety, if you participate in next year's rally, which by the way is on May 4th, if you participate in all these events that we're doing, you're going to affect change. And that is something that I cannot force you to do at all. I can't force you to do that. But what I can do is I can encourage you to do it, and I can give you all of the, necessary encouragement, the necessary tools to do it. Jaleel Johnson, several other people in our group, Rebecca Love, Allie, Christine, a whole bunch of people are working really hard to make these events happen. And if you want these things to happen, all you have to do is ask, I want this in my reasonably major city. I want to do this. Well, we're going to give you all the help we can to make sure this happens. We want to help people succeed. Show Me Your Stethoscope itself is about doing what nurses want to do. And this seems to be what you guys want to do. You want to affect change in a patient safety / safe staffing environment. These are the things that you are concerned about. So they're the things I am personally concerned about, because that's what I want to do. That's what Show Me Your Stethoscope is about. It's about advocacy for nurses. It's not about changing laws. It's about doing what you want us to do. So here we are. And I'm all ready, and we've set up all these platforms, and we've done all these things, and I've set up my own fundraising page on Classy, and I'm copying and pasting again to the chat the Classy link for you to go ahead and make your own fundraising page. And the SMYS admin team is going to kick your butt, because we're going to raise the most money. So there's your challenge. So if you need a challenge, there it is, because we are in fact going to kick your butt. But yeah, okay. So we are working on a few things right now. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but next week I am going to speak at this. It's an event, and it's called a hackathon. Hackathon is basically a marriage of two words. Hack, obviously, and marathon. It was originally coined in the software industry, where basically people would sit around a table and they would see a software problem, and that they would just sit there and hack at it, until they solved it. And it really worked really well for new ideas, new technology. And with nursing, I mean, frankly, some of the best products I've ever used in healthcare were invented by healthcare professionals. There's this thing, I mean, I tried to contact her a bunch of times. I probably shouldn't say anything, but I will anyway. IVEA. I don't know if you've ever seen this thing, but I'm going to find it on the internet, and we're going to paste it into chat. It is this cool patient mobility thing. And until I didn't want to talk about it at all, because I wanted to quite honestly, I wanted my own employer to get it, which they didn't. They got something else. But it's this thing. Basically, you have somebody who has a CABG, right? So they have their whole chest cut open. They're on freaking sternal precautions. It folds flat, but it's an early mobility device, early ambulation, and what it does is it has a place to put the chest tubes, and a place to put the oxygen tank, and a place to put the IVs, and a place to put the monitor, and all this stuff, while the patient is pushing it, holding onto it like a walker, and walking around. And the thing in critical care now is early mobility. I mean, we're ambulating people who are intubated. I mean, at one point we would have all passed out over that, and as a matter of fact, I still do a little bit. I'm like, oh my god, what if they pull their tube out? But it's happening. So IVEA was actually invented by a nurse, and it's this cool ambulation device. So what if you have an idea for this cool device, right? Or a cool product thing, whatever it is. If you have this cool, awesome idea, you should be going to this nurse hackathon. Okay, it's in Boston. It's from the 17th through the 19th. And if you get on the Hire Nurses website, hirenurses.com, which I'll just throw into chat here, she has all of the information. Why did that not show up? hirenurses.com. Love that company, by the way. If you go to the Hire Nurses website, she's probably got stuff up there. I'm not sure if they've closed registration yet or not. I'm gonna actually be one of the guest speakers at the hackathon. It's no big deal. It's believe me, it's not famous Janie time. But what is going on is that they will all sit around a table and talk about different projects and different strategies for doing things, and there's going to be a contest, and you be on the winning team with the best strategy. I just did lean yellow belt training like a month ago, and God, the way they taught us to think about stuff it was super cool. If you have the opportunity to take that training, I hope you do. I would like to take the green belt and become a facilitator. But basically, yeah, I know. I should be awake by now. More coffee. Basically, it's like project management training is what it is. And you can learn how to facilitate managing these projects, or it's not always a new project. Sometimes it's like my hospital has a problem with bed flow. Where is the problem with the bed flow? Where is it happening? Oh, it's at this point in the process. How do we make it smooth at that point in the process so we can facilitate quicker, bed turnover? And when you get like 7-8 people hacking at this, it's like, all of a sudden the problem becomes easier to solve, but it usually becomes a bigger problem because because what you're doing is you have like all the different people, all of their perspectives about what is actually happening and what the problems are. So you learn how the problem could have actually been bigger than you thought, but it's still probably 1 or 2 or 6 things that you can actually change instead of, scrapping a whole process and starting over. Hackathon. It's kind of very similar. You have a whole bunch of experts in business, which is who's going to be there. I mean, there's a ton of really smart people that are going to be there, and then me, and I'll be entertaining. Show me your stethoscope. We'll have a table set up, and we'll do stuff like talk to you and charge your phone for you, because that's basically the only attraction. It's Janie will be here, and we'll charge your phone. I'm just kidding. We have a couple things going on at our table, and we'll be glad to see you. And Rebecca Love from Hire Nurses, who I'm sure you've seen. She's our Northeastern, regional director, and she has been super, super helpful. I don't even know what I would do without Rebecca. She also gave this like awesome talk at the rally, and she was very, very. She just motivates you. She is so excited about everything. So she's a big part of this. And frankly, I would expect that she'd be a big part of this because she's like, I don't know. She's one of those people that can motivate anybody. I mean, she even motivates me, and we see how lazy I am. So basically, it's under one of my blog posts called Who Wants to be a Nurse Millionaire, which performed actually pretty well. Because it said millionaire, and none of you make enough money, so I'm going to paste that into chat as well. And then you can read it and see if maybe you can register and come see us, because we would love to see you there. I'd also like to report that I am in fact flying on Southwest Airlines again. I want everybody to cross their fingers and hope my flight doesn't get canceled. Please. Thank you. I am flying in the day before this time because Janie's not dumb. I know. I know that I'm going to just be completely screwed if I try to get there the same day like I did with the rally, so we're not going to do this anymore. So there's like, back to the super cool, awesome people that are going to be at this place. One of them is Mary Beth Pompey. She is the chief clinical scientist for Exergen Corp, and she's also a nurse. Very, very smart lady. It's at Northeastern University, and it's the Nurse Innovation and Entrepreneurship Summit and Hackathon. So that's a lot of like little words and whatever, but it's a very simple concept, easy to sign up for, but it's like a hard process. Whenever people are trying to do any kind of new product, test it, troubleshoot, whatever, that's a big deal. And I don't know all that much about it. Like I said, I'm just a baby lean yellow belt training stuff, and I was totally shocked with how this process actually works. But I can't wait to have the opportunity to talk to all these leaders in industry, because that's who's coming. I mean, it's a whole bunch of really, really awesome, smart people. Okay, so not a lot of people are watching the live stream. Sometimes I wonder if it's like, I don't know. I mean, do I look funny? No? Okay. It's probably just me then. So, alright, so back to other things. Walk for Patient Safety. You should really, really consider joining us with this. It's going to be a lot of fun, and frankly, I think it's going to be a big eye-opener. The reason we chose that day was because it's a big deal in the advocacy community, and frankly, we're at it's 6/11/2016, and so this is in 45 days. So we have 45 days to essentially raise $200,000 to facilitate our other walks. We also want to do something for the advocacy community. I'm not sure what. They're still hashing it out. I'm not the one to ask because I'm not like an expert at that. Actually, I'm pretty much not an expert at anything, which is actually okay. It's kind of okay to not be an expert. I mean, yeah, it's okay to not be an expert. So, let's see. I feel like I'm talking to myself again. All right. Recent nursing news and other things that are going on. We are working Twitter today under the Nurses Take DC hashtag, as well as walk the number 4 patient safety, because we're trying to raise awareness. We had a baby shower today, which is all done because you guys bought all the stuff. So awesome. For one of our home care nurses who is who needed a little love from other nurses today. That's what she needed. She needed us to love her a little bit, so we did. You know how we do that. We like everybody to feel good and all these things, and you know, when we can do that, we really appreciate it. So this particular person who was benefiting from our baby shower today, it's more a mommy shower. I really wanted it to be a mommy shower because mommy was the one having trouble. Baby was always going to be okay because she's just that kind of girl. You know, I'm like, give me your dress. She's like, no. I'm like, give me your dress or I'll smack you. She's like, no. And she's like, let me do something for you. You know, everybody wants to do something for you and you just won't ever let us. And I was like, well, there's a reason for that. It's because I am using you guys to make myself feel better. Did you know that? I am, actually. So everybody knows about my son, pretty much. My son was killed in 2011. And there is nothing that will ever make that one teeny bit better than it was the moment it happened. So you walk around being a raw wound all the time. And I hope to God that most of you who have never, ever, ever had anything like this happen will never have it, have it happen. I don't want you to ever join this club. It's one that nobody else wants to join. But anyway, so basically what I do with Show Me Your Stethoscope actually is for me. Yep, you heard it. It's all pretty much selfish. I do stuff for me. And part of what I do for me is help other people because my son was possibly the kindest human being on planet Earth. And I want to be that person. And I'm not that person. He was that person. But it makes me feel good to do other things like, maybe, like, if you remember baby Patrick, his baby shower, because his mom died of an MI. I think she was 7 months pregnant. They said it was an MI. Could have been anything. Amniotic fluid aneurysm, PE, whatever it was. And we did a worldwide baby shower for him. We did baby Ryan's clothes. We've done a bunch of other things, and all the adopted families and whatever. And I'm going to tell you guys, it's all selfish for me. Doing stuff for other people and facilitating other people to be able to do things for someone in need is actually a super selfish thing on my part. I know we like to act like these things are not selfish, but they are, or nobody would do them. You do it to feel good. So I was using this poor girl to feel better about myself. So that's how it works. There are no angels or saints in Show Me Your Stethoscope. There are a whole bunch of concerned, caring people, and we all do things for people. We just all don't talk about it. And hey, I get to do stuff and everybody knows about it. So that's like, big, awesome for me. Now, I'm always the anonymous donor on stuff because I hate for anybody to know anything about it, because I'm one of those people that get like super uncomfortable when people say thank you and whatever. I can't handle it. I'm like, and I, look away. So essentially it's all selfish, and we don't have a whole lot of people who are jerks, I don't think, in the medical field. I mean, we can kind of act like jerks with each other online and whatever, but I think truly it's that we all like to help people, or we would not in any way be able to do this for a living. I mean, come on. I mean, think about what you actually do for a living as a nurse or a CNA, paramedic. You might be a doctor, all the things you've had to do. I mean, let's face it, it's pretty thankless. But for one thing, and that's the knowing in your heart that you were able to help somebody. So, yeah. So basically, if I say, give me your damn address and I'm going to do some stuff, well, you just do it and don't argue with me, because that's how we do. I'm the boss. No, really. I mean, I am the queen, and I essentially demand that everyone do what I say. This is not a democracy. Nope. Okay. All right. So, the worldwide baby shower, by the way, is over because you guys bought all the stuff. So, I guess I should probably delete that post, but maybe I won't. Maybe I'll cause additional confusion. That's pretty much my specialty. All right. So, I want to talk about something political. And it's not political in the way that, vote for this person or don't vote for this person. It is instead a certain presidential candidate who will remain nameless wants to make Chris Christie their vice presidential candidate. It is rumored. I am going to tell you something. That man still earns my ire months and months after he vetoed that safe staffing legislation in long-term care, and I hate him. I mean, truly, I think he's awful, and I think we should all not let him become vice president. The end. All right. People keep asking for Show Me Your Stethoscope t-shirts, and we don't have any for sale right now. So PJ Ellen Thomas, who is our graphic designer, she's our creative director with Show Me Your Stethoscope, and she is awesome. And you know all the junky, awful graphics that you see? I made those. PJ did not make those. The ones that get made that are like really, really bad, those are usually mine, and usually you can like tell that they were mine because they suck. And anything that's really pretty, PJ made. PJ takes a lot of time designing stuff. And she's a hospice nurse, and she works her butt off. Like, she's on call for a week at a time. I mean, 24-hour call. I don't even know how she does it. I'd die. So, but she does this every other week. So PJ has like a week of hell and then 2 or 3 days to recover from that. And then she works solid for Show Me Your Stethoscope for 3 or 4 days. No kidding. This is what she does. I don't know how she does it. And I think she's probably, I mean, quite honestly, I think she's crazy. I think there's like some chemical imbalance there that allows her to stay up for an entire week. And then, I don't know. She'll have to talk about it with me someday and explain to me how she manages to do it. But all I'm saying is that all these hastily thrown together graphics you see, those belong to me. And the beautiful artistic ones, like the Staffing Ratios Matter t-shirt or the Show Me Your Stethoscope logo, you know, with the globe and the stethoscope and SMYS official, those are PJ's. And then the stuff like the Walk for Patient Safety graphic that looks like a big giant circle with some letters in it. Yeah. Those are actually, those are mine. And eventually PJ gets around to getting that done because she's busy, and all that actual graphic designer stuff, that like takes a long time. She has to like conceive of the design in her awesome brain, and then she has to pixel by pixel make it perfect. And then if she doesn't think it's perfect, she has to agonize over it because that's what she does. And you know, I mean, it takes a long time. I am amazed how quickly she comes up with this stuff, because other people are like, wow, that's going to take me 3 weeks of whatever, and PJ knocks it out in a week, and you're just completely in shock when you get it. And that beautiful Staffing Ratios Matter t-shirt, that t-shirt was PJ. All those beautiful graphics, the photo shoot with Pat and the graphics that accompanied it, those are the kind of things she puts out. And she is working on our next t-shirt campaign. I don't know what it is. Honestly, when she described it to me, I understood basically what it was going to be, but I really had no idea what she was talking about because she was using all these art terms like constructionist or some crap, and then this other junk. And I'm like, oh, fabulous. I get it. Well, that sounds awesome. And it did sound awesome. But I had no idea what the hell she was talking about. And then, you know, what I assume is that someday in the next 2 weeks, she will throw at me something that is gorgeous and unbelievable. And, oh wait, my kid is here. He's photobombing me with the lemonade container. Do you want me to make lemonade?
No. Was there when dinner was going to be done?
Dinner?
Yeah.
Oh, I think you should go get that Red Baron Hawaiian pizza out of the oven and throw that in there. What do you think?
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. I'm live streaming. This is how we parent in this house.
Wow. Put your live stream before your kid.
I promised to make him a salad. Anyway, so yeah, something will show up in my email or in one of my little chat rooms or something that'll be this awesome design from PJ, and I will be completely blown away. And then we will start using it on everything, and that'll be that. But she's like the design ninja. You just can't ever tell when it's going to show up. But when it does, I will make sure that, you know, you get a new t-shirt. I have also asked her about relisting the former t-shirts, and she has, like, she's been like, oh, okay, and I don't think she's interested. I think she's done with those t-shirts, but we may put them up anyway because you guys want them. We do want you to have the stuff you want, but I think PJ's ready for new t-shirts. So anyway, all right, guys, that's long enough. I think I've been talking for like, I don't know, let me see. The kid told me how to tell, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes. No, it's like 30. Okay. So it was nice talking to you again, guys. I am going to get off of the live stream. I'm going to hit the stop button. Remember to please make your fundraising page for the Walk for Patient Safety, which is also the hashtag we're using on Twitter, and along with hashtag Nurses Take DC. Get all that going. Come on, guys. We need you to continue participating. I know you just did a whole lot. with the rally and all the things that we've had going on, but we need you kind of back in the saddle here, guys. All right. Awesome. Great to talk to you. Bye.